Hello there, this is the African News. We are broadcasting from Canada. I am Sandra Asante. Headlines. Congo volcano, hundreds of missing children rescued. Egypt, Sisi and Biden discuss Nile Dam dispute. Sudan declares state of emergency over clashes. Chadian diplomat faces U.S. bribery charges. Let's take a quick commercial break. I'll be back with the details of these stories. You're welcome back from the break. So Eritrea has celebrated its independence as the president lauded the nation's ability to defeat challenges and defend its sovereignty. President Isaias Afwerki, who had been in power since Eritrea seceded from Ethiopia in the 1990s, said the country has refused to succumb to slavery, colonialism, deceit, the logic of force, and subordination. He also accused unnamed forces who tried to keep Eritrea hostage through the continuous fomenting and managing of crisis in the region. He appeared to be referring to the dispute with Ethiopia over the locations of the border, which resulted in a conflict between the two countries 2 decades ago. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2019 for restoring relations with Mr. Isaias' government. In his address, Mr. Isaias' president said, "Our patience in the face of occupation of our sovereign territories for 20 years has also paid off." Eritrean soldiers have been supporting Ethiopian forces in the conflict in Ethiopia's Tigray region. The U.S. has also called for the immediate withdrawal of Eritrea troops following accusations of human rights abuses. The U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced visa restrictions on Ethiopia and Eritrean officials and others who are accused of atrocities. Ethiopia, for its part, said it would reassess its relationship with the U.S. if it continued to meddle in its internal affairs. We move to Congo, and the UN's Children Agency, UNICEF, said it has rescued 530 missing children who were separated from their parents in the wake of Saturday's volcanic eruption in the east of Democratic Republic of Congo. Around 500 houses were flattened after Mount Nyiragongo, which lies just north of Goma, erupted. We managed to find about 530 children who separated from their families, and fortunately, we have been able to facilitate reunification of 360 children back to their families. UNICEF Chief Field Officer in Goma, Jen Matania, told BBC Newsday program. He said there was panic when the eruption started on Saturday night, and about 25,000 people moved out of areas that were most affected. We are in Chad now, and U.S. prosecutors have opened a case against Chadian diplomat Mohamed Adam Bachir, his former deputy, and his wife for allegedly taking a bribe from a Canadian oil company. The three had promised the company oil deals from their country and was given $2 million according to the U.S. Justice Department. Mr. Bachir was at the time the ambassador to the U.S. He is now Chad's ambassador to Russia and presented his credentials to the Russian president on 18th of May, according to the photos from the Russian news agency TASS. The three have not commented. The founding shareholder of the Canadian firm Naim Taib was arrested in 2019 and pleaded guilty to bribery charges, the Justice Department said. The three Chadians are yet to be arrested. In Sudan, Sudan has declared a state of emergency and a night curfew in areas affected by ethnic clashes. Violence was reported in some part of the coastal city of Port Sudan. At least 5 people were killed and 13 injured, according to the state news agency SUNA. The Red Sea State's governor's media office did not give figures in its statement. We move to Egypt now, and U.S. President Joe Biden and Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi discussed the now dispute with Ethiopia on Monday, according to the state's release by their office. In a phone call, both presidents also discussed the Gaza truce brokered by Cairo. The White House said in a statement that President Biden acknowledged Egypt's concerns about access to Nile River waters. It said Mr. Biden underscored the U.S. interest in achieving a diplomatic resolution that met the legitimate needs to Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia. A statement from the Egyptian presidency is quoted by the Reuters news agency as saying that both presidents agreed to strengthen diplomatic efforts during the coming period in order to reach an agreement that preserves water and developmental rights for all parties. Ethiopia has been constructing a ground Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, the JED, since 2011 on the main tributary of the River Nile. When fully operational, it will become the largest hydroelectric plant in Africa. Egypt fears the dam has the potential to control the flow of water that is almost entirely relies on. Talks involving two countries, together with Sudan, to resolve the dispute have been ongoing but unsuccessful so far. To our next story, people across the continent are celebrating Africa Day. The annual event commemorates the day when the Organization of African Unity, the OAU, the precursors of the African Union, was founded in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa, in 1963. In Zimbabwe, President Emerson Mnangagwa will unveil a statue of Nehanda Chawe, probably known as Imbuya Henanda, who led the revolution in the 18s. The African Union has been sharing interest facts about each of the 55 member states. In Cameroon, the Union has highlighted the invention of a young man who is improving access to health services in the country. In his message, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa emphasized the need for the sovereignty of African nations. As African countries, we want to help ourselves, not to be told what is good for us. The principle of nothing about us without us should be applied, he wrote. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been the African News. My name is Sandra Asante. Do have an amazing day.